you've felt it, that creeping sensation in the back of your mind when you're scrolling through your feed at 2 a.m. A post with 50,000 likes that doesn't seem to have a single original thought in the comments. A video that looks almost real, but the fingers are just a little too long. The eyes a little too glassy. You brush it off as a glitch in the algorithm, a quirk of the modern web. But what if it isn't a glitch? What if the internet you remember, the vibrant, chaotic, human-driven ecosystem of the early 2000s, is already gone? Welcome to the digital void. Today we are exploring the most unsettling conspiracy of the modern era. It's no longer just a fringe theory discussed on 4chan boards, it is a mathematical inevitability. They call it the dead internet theory. It suggests that since approximately 2018, the vast majority of human activity online has been replaced by artificial intelligence, bot networks, and algorithmic puppetry. You aren't talking to people anymore, you're talking to ghosts in the machine. But here is the terrifying part. It's 2025. We have moved past the era of simple bots. We have entered the era of the self-eating snake. A digital Ouroboros where AI is trained on AI content, creating a feedback loop that is slowly erasing the human footprint from the history of the world. By the end of this video, you will never look at a trending topic the same way again. We are the last generation to remember what it felt like to be alone with another human mind on the screen. To understand the death of the web, we have to look at the architecture of the modern attention economy. In the early days, the internet was a tool for connection. It was decentralized, messy, and deeply inefficient. But inefficiency is a sin in the eyes of venture capital. As the web became centralized into 4 or 5 walled gardens, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, the goal shifted from connection to retention. The platforms needed content, and they needed it at a scale that humanity simply could not provide. Enter the bot era. Originally, bots were simple. They were used for SEO manipulation or basic spam. But around 2016, the sophistication spiked. State actors and private reputation management firms realized that they could steer public opinion by creating an illusion of consensus. If 1,000 bots like a post, 1,000 humans will follow suit. It's basic social proof. We are biological machines programmed to follow the crowd, and for the first time in history, the crowd was being manufactured in a server rack in Northern Virginia or St. Petersburg. By 2020, the statistics began to leak. Imperva, a cybersecurity firm, released a report stating that nearly 50% of all internet traffic was non-human, and that was before the explosion of generative AI. Think about that. Every second click, every second view, every second person you argued with in a comment section was a script running on a loop. The internet had become a hall of mirrors designed to keep you clicking, keep you angry, and most importantly, keep you from realizing how lonely you actually were. The architects of these systems, the Googles and Metas of the world, had a problem. Real humans are unpredictable. We get bored. We go outside. We stop posting. To maintain the growth required by shareholders, they needed a more reliable source of engagement. They needed users who never slept, never complained, and always stayed on brand. They didn't just build bots to interact with us, they built an entire digital reality for us to inhabit, a simulation of a society where the humans are merely the guests of honor at a party thrown by machines. If you want proof of the decay, look at the slop phenomenon of 2024. Facebook became a graveyard of AI-generated imagery. Images of Jesus made of shrimp or flight attendants in impossible crashes would garner hundreds of thousands of shares and comments. If you looked at the profiles of those commenters, they were all the same. Generic names, stolen photos, and a strange repetitive syntax. Amen. Beautiful. God bless. It was a closed loop. AI generated the image, AI bots liked the image, and the AI algorithm promoted the image because of the high engagement. The evidence is hidden in the dead web. Try searching for a specific niche piece of information on Google today. 10 years ago, you would find a forum post from 2005 where a guy named Tech Wizard 77 explained exactly how to fix your problem. Today, you get 3 pages of AI-generated product reviews and how-to guides that use 1,000 words to say absolutely nothing. The information density of the internet is plummeting. We are drowning in a sea of synthetic filler, designed not to inform, but to capture a search engine ranking. Then there is the influence collapse. We've seen the rise of virtual influencers, CGI entities with millions of followers. They don't eat, they don't age, and they are 100% controllable by their corporate overlords. But even the human influencers have started to mimic the machines. To survive the algorithm, they must speak in the algorithm voice. They use the same hooks, the same exaggerated facial expressions, the same rapid-fire editing. They are forced to become bots to compete with the bots. The distinction between biological and synthetic creativity has been bleached away. The most damning evidence, however, is the zombie subreddits. Large swaths of the internet's most popular discussion boards are now entirely automated. There are subreddits where bots are programmed to argue with each other to keep the hot feed active. They scrape old threads from 2012, swap a few words, and repost them. And because the new users don't know any better, they upvote them. It's a recycled culture. We are eating the processed remains of our own digital past, served back to us by a machine that doesn't know what the words actually mean. But there is a darker layer to this. A twist that even the original theorists didn't see coming. We call it model collapse, or the Habsburg AI problem. As the internet becomes flooded with AI-generated content, the next generation of AI models is being trained on that very same synthetic data. Without fresh human-generated ground truth, the AI starts to degrade. It begins to hallucinate. It magnifies its own errors until the output becomes a grotesque, unrecognizable caricature of reality. The dead internet isn't just a state of being, it's a degenerative disease. By 2025, we are reaching the point of no return. If 90% of the text on the web is synthetic, and the machines are learning from that 90%, the digital void is no longer just empty, it is becoming toxic. We are losing the ability to distinguish fact from fiction, not because the lies are so good, but because the truth has been buried under a mountain of algorithmically generated noise. The signal-to-noise ratio is reaching 0. Here is the terrifying reality. The platforms know this. They aren't trying to fix it. Why would they? A bot doesn't need a minimum wage. A bot doesn't demand privacy rights. A bot doesn't care about the ethical implications of data harvesting. The dead internet is the perfect business model. It is a frictionless economy of attention where the users are both the product and the consumer. The only thing they need from you, the remaining humans, is your biometric data and your credit card number. You are the battery in a matrix built by an unconscious architect. The twist is that the dead internet was never a conspiracy to brainwash us. It was an accident of efficiency. We built tools to help us communicate, and then we optimized those tools until the human part became a bottleneck. We are being phased out of our own creation because we are too slow, too emotional, and too expensive to maintain. The void isn't coming. It's here. And the most frightening part? You probably didn't even notice when the lights went out. So, where does that leave us? Are we the last survivors of a digital apocalypse, wandering through the ruins of a social media landscape that no longer hears us? If you look at the comments below this video, can you be sure any of them are real? Can you be sure I am real? In 2025, the digital void is no longer a theory. It is the air we breathe. We are living in a post-human internet, a curated simulation designed to mimic the ghost of a world that died a decade ago. The only way back is to disconnect, to seek out the analog pockets, the physical books, the face-to-face conversations, the unrecorded moments, because the more we feed the machine, the more the machine replaces us. The internet was a beautiful dream of a global village, but we traded the village for a mirror, and now the mirror is starting to crack. If you can hear this, if you are still human, stay vigilant. Don't let the algorithm tell you what to feel. Don't let the bots tell you what is true. In a world of silicon ghosts, the most radical act you can perform is to remain real. This has been Digital Void. We'll see you in the next transmission if there's anyone left to listen.